They're from rival gangs, which government security forces say are responsible for a new wave of murders in El Salvador. To understand the history of the MS-13, we must return to El Salvador's civil war in the 1980s. Left-wing rebels battled a U.S.-backed right-wing government blamed for widespread human rights abuses. Salvadorans fled the violence and migrated to the United States, many settling in Los Angeles. There, they confronted attacks from street gangs. That's when the MS-13, or Mara Salvatrucha, was born. 34-year-old Tránsito Castro is a former MS-13 gang member. He's been in jail for 10 years after he was found guilty for allegedly planning a murder. He says he's innocent. Castro shows me a bullet wound he says he suffered in the moment of that murder. He faces 20 more years behind bars. Here in jail, another gang member told him the history of the MS-13.
The gang decided to organize itself to protect other Salvadorans who lived surrounded by people of other cultures. It was not created to carry out kidnappings or extortions, but later its ambition for money ruined that.
Salvadoran officials calculate the Mara Salvatrucha has 60,000 members in El Salvador and more than 10,000 in the U.S.
Well, pizza.
This jailed former gang member says the MS-13 often turns against its own members.
It's not like it used to. This time now they mess with your family, your wife, kids, mother, and it's not supposed to be like that. If I got problems with you, I'm gonna deal with you, not with your family. And that's the reason that right now it's got it under control.
For decades, life in El Salvador has been characterized by violence. This monument was created in an effort to reconcile pain people have suffered since the Central American nation's bloody civil war ended in the early 1990s. But just as El Salvador achieved this reconciliation and is making its way down the road toward peace, it now confronts a new challenge: gang violence. Antonio Rodriguez is a Catholic priest whose NGO teaches nonviolence in El Salvador.
During the years of the armed conflict, the country was unable to have a national policy that gave attention to migrants deported in the 1990s. And the deportees from those years are now here with this gang culture.
Many of them end up in prison, like this one in western El Salvador, which holds 5,000 men, including former MS-13 members. They say many others are still on the streets of this country and the United States. Frank Contreras, CGTN,